Good morning. Welcome to one of my favorite spots in the Hudson Valley. This is one of my favorite lakes, and in summer and spring I try to come here at least once a week. And for the past month I've been coming with this poetry book. This poetry book is called The Self Reframed in the Realm of Raw. It was written by Lihi Benisti, and I know about Lihi because I do meditation online and breath work and yoga with an app called Open, and Lihi is one of the main teachers there. And after loving her classes, I started following Lihi on Instagram, and earlier this year Lihi released this poetry book. And one of my favorite things to do this summer is to come to the lake with a tea. Today I'm having calendula and red clover and read at least one poem from this poetry book out loud. I love coming here with friends and hiking with friends in general, but I love it even more doing it alone. And today I wanted to read you one of the poems that I've been loving from this book. So this one is called The Bravery of an Unguarded Heart. There is a kind of power in opening. The bravery of an unguarded heart. I used to think that to bare my chest was to invite harm, and to offer my soft belly was to surrender. But I was wrong. I have learned there is more courage in the act of undoing, unlacing the armor, and letting my breath escape. In fluttering whispers instead of holding it hostage in the cage of my ribs. I have felt the invincibility of speaking a truth that shakes my voice. The sharp clarity of being seen, not as untouchable, but as real. Strength is not the fist, it is the open palm. It is the crack in the heart. It is the crack in the earth where water rises. Strength is the willingness to stand in the storm, to let the rain find every scar, and to trust that nothing inside me will dissolve. There is nothing weak about the way a flower grows towards the sun. There is no shame in the way the night sky opens to let the stars spill through. Vulnerability is not the absence of strength, it is strength's truest form. Vulnerability is the softness that endures, the openness that allows the world to enter and the self to emerge. There is a kind of power in opening, the bravery of an unguarded heart. Isn't she so good? I honestly feel there is such an irreplaceable beauty in coming alone to nature, especially when the sun just came up and when the day is starting and everything seems to be slowing and the animals are a little bit more loud. I honestly cherish this moment so much. I usually never bring my camera with me, or if you see me filming, I do it with my phone. But there's days like today where I think this is such a big part of my life and I usually don't film it, so I do special days of coming to film like I'm doing today. Of course, I'm still reading and enjoying, but I just wanted to share that anytime you see a video of me on nature, it's either me on my phone filming for a few seconds, or I make a special day to come out here and film rather than take away from the beauty that it has to come alone without a camera and just soak it all in. I have to say, even though I've been living here in a valley for the last 5 years, I feel that there's a part of me that still feels afraid of doing all of this alone, and rather than letting that stop me, I dance in between taking precautions and at the same time letting myself land each time deeper in the knowing that it's safe to be outdoors and it's safe to be in nature. And this morning coming here, I saw a woman that was camping alone, and we chatted for a little bit, and that's the next step. I want to feel capable and secure to go camping alone. I'm not there just yet, but I feel there's a level of freedom that truly will come from that. And yeah, little 6 a.m. lake thoughts. So far this summer, I have made time to nourish those practices that make my heart happy. The ones which may drag me away from effectiveness and overproductivity and bring me closer to personal joy and finding purpose on the simple act of being. For the past few years, I have put lots of intention into creating beautiful moments. But this summer has been all about learning how to be more present in them instead of rushing into the next upcoming thing. The art of Zen, of silence, of presence isn't easy for someone who was taught her value was in her productivity and who believed it, a perfectionist in recovery. But it is the exact medicine I am learning not only how to embrace, but also deeply love. I wanted to say thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Have you heard about Squarespace? They've been the virtual home of my website, webshop, art portfolio, email campaigns, member areas, and so much more since 2018, and I cannot recommend them enough. Squarespace has everything you need to sell your services and get paid easily, all in one place. Set up a fully customizable site to share your products, events, gatherings, and experiences easily. Squarespace focuses on building it all in one place and attract clients so you can focus on creating and growing your business. Squarespace and I are partnering up to offer you a 2-week free trial, and once you're ready to launch, you can use the code Caro Arevalo to get 10% of your first purchase of a website or domain with them. And now let's go back to our vlog. This summer brought me back to movement. After being bedridden twice last year and getting my scoliosis diagnosis, I became quite afraid to do movement. I stopped my 3 years of doing yoga every day, and I also stopped working out and lifting weights. I have been learning a lot about movements that help correct the spine curvature and also what movements to avoid. I am feeling so happy and strong to be moving my body every day and doing it in a way that supports my spine. My friend Roxy and I have been planning an art and wellness retreat in nature for a year now, and we went to the retreat's location to film some footage. This will be an all-women's retreat, and in case you want to join us in the forest to paint, do yoga, meditate, dance, sleep under the stars, commune with plants, eat nourishing foods, hike and be in sisterhood, we just launched last week and still have a few spots available. All the information is on my website. So while I'm hanging some artwork today, there's some goodies that I want to show you. Molly Reader came over to my studio a month ago or so, and Molly is an artist friend and we've been communicating online for years. I absolutely adore creating friendships online. I feel that there's like such a negative aspect to using our phones and screens and Instagram and all the things, but there's also such beauty in meeting new people on the internet. I feel I've made a lot of friends, especially artist friends online, and Molly has been one of them. There, and a couple days later, she came to my studio and was so sweet to gift me some of her art, which I am such a fan of. And if you love art and watercolors, I'm sure you'll be so in love with Molly's work as well. That's why I want to show it to you. So I was so lucky to be gifted Molly's calendar, and this is the 2025 calendar. I believe she's been doing them for a couple of years, and there is a page for each month. So right now it's July. We have this delicious, I think it's an apple cobbler. They are all so pretty. I actually have this print. I haven't seen the ones that are coming in the upcoming months because I love that surprise, but here I have the peaches for June, and I don't know what plant this is for May. So each month has one specific art, and what Molly suggested, which I think it's so intelligent, is once the year is done you can cut them and have 12 prints. And she also gifted me this 2 beautiful mushroom prints. So here we have chanterelle mushrooms. All of this is watercolors, by the way, which is absolutely beautiful. And the most beautiful, the most gorgeous pink oyster mushrooms. I wanted to show it to you how it comes. So it's packed in these film, like poly bag of sorts with a little backing and the print. And as if you've ever ordered my work, you may know that I never ship my art in poly bags, and actually I am about to be on an art show and they needed me to have these bags. And also another reason why I love artist friends, Molly suggested me the website where she gets hers, and there are some that are plant-based. So I got myself some that are plant-based. I'm sure I'll show you that in my next art vlog, but look at this beauty. This is all watercolors, which is insane. Molly is absolutely so talented, and I cannot wait to go to one of her in-person workshops. But I wanted to show you this. I'm going to tease where I want to place them in my house. Gala is trying to eat the plastic bag. And I think instead of putting those magnetic frames that I've been using, I want to use actual frames for these. But until I get those, I'll be using the magnetic frames because I have a few. But I just wanted to show you Molly's artwork. And you like art and watercolors, I'm sure you love Molly's amazing, beautiful art. Anyways, let's go hang these beauties.